Hello, welcome to another haul video. I call this one the So Much For Not Buying Things in January art haul, and honestly I just could not resist going into some of the clearance sales that were around. So this is just a collection of random stuff that I have found on super discount. Oh dear, maybe February I won't spend any money, we'll see how we go. So let's get into it. The first things I got: 3 chunky pencils from Officeworks. They were 10 cents each, and I just got them in the primary colours, a blue, a yellow and a red. They also had a random brush in the bargain bin, a Royal Talens Amsterdam brush, and it doesn't look too bad, so I thought that might be quite nice. I don't think I've got any of these brushes, so why not? While I was in another store, I also grabbed these 2 little brushes. They're kind of stubby and they're called scuffy brushes, I don't know. But they say they're made from natural bristle, so they weren't even $2. They were, I think, less than $1. So I just thought I'd pick up a couple because I always add to my brush collection when I get a chance. Alright, I've taken them out of their packages. So we've got 2 somewhat odd shaped brushes. They're made in Korea. Interesting, and the brand is Plaid One. I've never seen them before, I've never heard of them, but they were on the sale and I just thought, why not? Let's have a go. And while I'm here with brushes, because I got some gouache paints, I thought I might as well get some gouache brushes. And these are by Montmartre, and I got them because it comes in a nice zip case. So why don't I take it out of the plastic so it's not reflecting really badly, and we'll just take a quick look at these. So on the back it's got a list of all of the brushes here, and most of them are Taklon, but there are a couple that are not. They are hog bristle, so made from pigs. Lovely. I'm not a big fan of hog bristle, to be quite honest with you. I find it too high textured, but these actually feel quite soft. And I do not have any specific brushes for gouache. I mean, you could just easily use any brushes for gouache, it doesn't really matter, but I mean, it comes in a little case, and does that case bend? It does. So I find that having brushes in cases is always really useful, especially if you want to travel somewhere. It's just so handy to have them like this. So these weren't really on sale, but I just thought I'd get them because I had seen them and they weren't very expensive either, being that the Montmartre brand is usually fairly cheap. But they look like they're pretty decent quality, so when I get to doing a painting with some gouache, I will use these brushes. Totally random cat magnets. They were in the bargain bin at Officeworks, and they're quite nice looking ones, although that magnet looks a bit dodgy on that one, but that's probably why they were in the bargain bin. But I just grabbed them and I will stick them somewhere that is metallic. I also, speaking of metal, found this, and it is one of those Metal Earth little kits that you put together, and it's a Melbourne tram, and I just had to get that. I really need to do the other Metal Earth kits that I have, which I showed in a video last year sometime, and I still haven't done them. They are in the to-do pile, which is getting ever larger. I went into Spotlight and saw this. If you remember my diamond dots painting last year that I did of the skull, well, this one was on sale in the clearance aisle, and it's of Van Gogh's Starry Night. Why must I pick the hardest ones? This one is going to take forever to do. And look, there's a tiny little picture of it down there. So this is something I'm going to work on. Heaven only knows when this is going to get done. Speaking of famous paintings in Spotlight, they had a couple of paint by numbers, and one of them is The Last Supper by Da Vinci, and I just saw that and went, well, I'm gonna have to do that one, aren't I? And there was also The Birth of Venus. I have no idea what these are going to be like. They're by Reeves, so they might be okay, but these will be for a later time in the year. And while I'm on diamond paintings, I got these 2 last year. Oh, I don't even remember when. They've been lurking in my to-do pile. This one I got with a birthday voucher, so this one cost me nothing. This one is a dragon, and this one's a peacock. This was on 50 or 70% off. It's a pretty budget looking one, but I thought this one would be fun to do at some point. Whether or not I film these, I don't know, but I tend to find that these are really great for times when I'm not really inspired to do an original painting, and so if I do something like this, then I get inspired again. So this is more for my own personal pleasure, but I also like to film them because I think they look really fun when you speed them up in time lapse. The next things I got are from a local art store, Creative Dreams Paper Crafts, and they're really more of a craft shop than an artist store, but they do have some art supplies in there. They also do a lot of scrapbooking and mixed media supplies. They have their annual 3-day 40% off everything store-wide sale, so I went in and had a look because I just knew I would find something in there that I would want. And sure enough, one of the things I found which I was really pleased about is a 60cm ruler. I have been hunting for one of these for many months and no one has them. They've all been sold out of Officeworks for months on end, and I just happened to see this one in Creative Dreams, so I grabbed it. And I just pulled it out and I may have just wrecked that. I probably get rid of this thing anyway because they drive me crazy. This one actually has inches on it, which is not very common. And sorry, I can't get it all on the screen. We have millimeters on one side and inches on the other. Interesting. But the amount of times I've needed to cut down paper that's more than 40 centimeters, because so far this is my longest ruler, which is a 40 centimeter run, I will quite often end up with paper that's 50 something centimeters, and it's just so much easier to have a 60 centimeter ruler to cut things and to measure a 50 centimeter piece. I also have a meter long ruler, but that thing is so long and really cumbersome, so I was so happy to find this. And there's a conversion thing on here. It's a proper engineering ruler by the looks of it, so yeah, pleased with that. A sparkling glitter accents angelic alcohol ink. So it's one of those ones that you put on top of other things. I've no idea how it goes, but I couldn't resist picking up a sparkly ink. I also picked up another one of these Tim Holtz alcohol ink storage tins. I already do have one, but it is very rapidly filling up, and I do have a few extra bottles that aren't going to fit in it, so I figured that while they were on the 40% off sale, I may as well get another one because they're very handy, they stack well, and they keep all my bottles nice and safe, so that will fit in there quite nicely. Since it's a paper craft store, I also picked up some papers. This first bundle is a company called Signature Sensations. I have a large A3 book with this paper in it, and I am pretty sure that it's a Melbourne company, if not in Victoria or somewhere in Australia, but this is 100% recycled cotton fibre. I think it's probably most akin to the Khadi papers, if you've seen those before, which are from India, but I thought I'd grab some of these. I really like printed vellum papers. I have a few others in my collection, and it's got a different design on the back there. I would really like to get an art journal going, just, to stick some of my papers in, so that's kind of in the works, but I just pick things up when I see them on super sale because I can always use them at a later date. I got some white doilies, a pack of 10 of them. I actually have ideas of maybe putting some inks or something on them just to make them pretty, and I just thought they could be something fun to experiment with. While I was thinking of using some alcohol inks or watercolours or things, I picked up just some of the papers that were in the bargain bin, and this one's really pretty with the lovely embossed textured look to it. So roses, a very textured piece here, and this pretty pattern as well. And I also found these roses, which I might end up cutting up individually and colouring or painting, but I just thought that was a nice piece of scrapbook paper. I don't really do scrapbooking, but I just enjoy having pretty papers, so every so often I will add to that collection, and I do use them sometimes. Oh, and these ones, I just grabbed a couple of packs of mixed card. This one is a set of smooth white cards in a set of 50 and an A5, and this one has got different shades, so greys, blues, taupes, just different off-white colour cards so that I can do different sketches on them, because I do like using toned paper for sketching, and I thought some cards might be fun to use. I also found some watercolour postcards by a brand called Melini that I have never seen anywhere else except for in this particular store. Now they do have a website, I will link it below, but it's not a great website. They have so much more stuff actually in the shop, so it is just really one of those shops that it's so much better to go in person, and it's about a 10-minute drive from where I live, so it's very handy. And then another couple of treasures I found in Creative Dreams was this wonderful pencil roll by Cretacolor. It was the only one in there, and so of course I snagged it. But it's a really beautiful one because It's got the pencil roll part, but it also has a pencil case attached, and I've never seen that. And it does come off with Velcro, so I think that is so cool. I always love to use pencil rolls. I find them really handy, especially for travelling. Not that I've been doing much travelling lately, but it's a really nice, thick material. I imagine it would be very water resistant, and I think it's really high quality, so yes, I snapped that one up. And the last treasure I found from there was this set of Staedtler Mars Lumograph black pencils. Now, I saw a video by Alexis Cassandra Art. She just recently got these and she was showing them, and I thought to myself that I would really like to get a set because I have the regular blue Mars Lumograph ones, but I've never been able to find the black ones, or I just haven't really thought to get them. But they make a much darker line than the regular graphite pencils do, so I thought I would pick some up. And I've hunted around in quite a few places, no one had them. There was one set of these hanging, and so I grabbed it. This set is actually quite interesting. It has two 2Bs and two 4Bs, a 6B and an 8B. There is a second set you can get which is one of each pencil, and I think it goes from HB up to 8B or something like that, but I could not find those. But I thought I would at least get this set to try them out. Here's a little paper pad that I have lying around, so I'll just quickly draw a couple of lines with them just to see how dark it is. So that's a 2B. You can see that it's much darker. It's like a compressed charcoal, it feels like, so it's far less crumbly. A 4B, 6B. Well, these are really nice. They're so dark. And the 8B. Oh, beautiful. Oh, well, I'm very glad I chose to pick those ones up, and I will definitely do a drawing with these sometime in the not too distant future. So yes, treasures to be found in the Creative Dreams paper craft store. When I was visiting the art shed to pick up the gouache brushes, I also found a set of fabric paints. I do not have any fabric paints, so this seemed like a pretty good one. I have no idea what the Montmartre ones are going to be like, but it's a 36 set and it's got some pretty nice looking colours on there. So I have been wanting to experiment with some fabric paints, and I thought this would be a great starter set because it has so many colours. And when I was in Spotlight, I'd found this pencil case which I think I'm going to colour either with the fabric paints. I might save this one to do with Inktense pencils, I'm not too sure yet, but I just thought it was quite a pretty pencil case and could be fun to colour in. I also found just a couple of really cheap calico bags which I intend on using the fabric paint to try out and experiment with, so yeah, nothing too exciting there, just plain old calico bags. Found some tape in the hardware store. It's a painter's tape, but it says it's for delicate surfaces, and somewhere on there, look, it says washi. It's also not a bad colour because all the other ones I have are this one, which just looks really distracting on camera, and the green is also a pretty hideous colour, and this one barely sticks at all. But I thought I'd give this one a go. All of the colours that these tapes come in are bright yellows and blues and oranges. This one's a much less hideous colour, I think, and it will hopefully not be as distracting. Although it is quite thick, it's much thicker than most washi tapes, but it looks quite nice, and I will probably use this for painting at some point. It's at least slightly less distracting than these two. Antisocial butterfly, the perfect mug for me. It would be even better if it was an antisocial moth. I had a voucher for Kiki K, so I grabbed a couple of these. They were on their mega sale. I'm keeping this one for myself. I think I might put this one in a giveaway, so I'll put that to one side. But we'll just take a quick look at this. It's just basically a notepad, but I really liked the look of these marker pens. I don't have any of them, and I actually scribbled them down on this piece of paper here. There we go, there's the colours, they're very pretty, and it's got a nice little notebook with one of my favourite designs that they currently have in store. I'll just move them briefly. So these are just a regular, look like a Sharpie. This notebook is surprisingly heavy. I think it had just a slight bit of damage on it, which is probably why it was on sale, but I don't mind, I'll still use it. I really love this fox design, I think it's so pretty. I also have another notepad which I got a while ago, but it's just a little notepad. I always like collecting these things. I have quite a few of them, but they're always pretty, and I use them, you know, to scribble notes and things on. And speaking of notepads, I also found in a different store this gigantic one. It's really thick. It's got 225 lined sheets and they're perforated. And I've already done a pen test with that pen, so I know it works. I've been looking for something like this even just in the kitchen or in my studio when I'm just looking around for a notepad, and then I can never find a pen when I need one, so I figured a pen attached to a notepad is probably something that I'm actually going to use. So I just thought it was quite pretty. I like the mint green colour. For some reason I'm really into mint green this year, because I also found this super adorable little pencil case, Office on the Go, and it feels amazing. I'm not sure that it's actual leather, but it feels very leathery, although it's like a really soft kid leather. And inside it actually has things. It's like a mini Office on the Go. It's got a stapler, staples, nearly lost that onto the floor. It's got bulldog clips and paper clips, a mini highlighter. I don't even know if this works. Let's see. Yeah, I got a dud highlighter, didn't I? Oh well, I might just chuck that highlighter out because that is not going to work. So, a mini highlighter that doesn't work, some sticky notes, the most adorable little tape dispenser I have ever seen, some scissors with even a 5cm ruler on it, an actual ruler which is 15 centimeters or 6 inches, that even has inches on it, and this, which is I think a stapler puller outer. So yeah, it's not bad, but I really did buy it for the pencil case more than anything. I'm a bit bummed that the highlighter doesn't work, but I am sure I have another one which will. Alright, this next thing is not exactly an art supply, but I have been looking for one for ages and I just happened to spot it. It's not cheap, but I got it on sale. I managed to sweet talk the proprietor into taking 20% off it. Yay! Using the old Becky charm there. But it is Odeme or Odeme oval flask, good to go. I looked online to see if I could find these anywhere, and they are around, but no one has any in stock. There might be a couple in the USA, but if I find a decent link, I will put it in the description below. But it is a tiny little hip flask, and it's a really nice one too. And why on earth would I want a hip flask, you wonder? Not for alcohol, would you believe? I don't actually drink, so not for my secret spirits, but because I really want a little travel flask to put water in so I can use it for painting. And this is the perfect size. I just loved it straight away. It's such a pretty colour. It matches that, which I got in the same store. I also got this, and they were all in mint green, and I just got them because they're so pretty. But they also had a purple one. I think there was just a plain silver one, but I just had to get the mint green for whatever reason. That's the colour I'm going for this year, and I will show you what I'm going to use it with. I have been searching for the perfect travel art bag for a very long time, and nothing has just seemed to work how I want it. So I found another one. I'm really hoping this time I might have actually cracked the perfect size. I either get them where they're too big or they're way too small, but I found this one in TK Maxx. I really like the khaki army bag look, and I've seen some actual army bags around and they were so horribly expensive, but this one was actually pretty reasonably priced. I think it was $20 or $30. It looks like it will be the perfect size to fit an A5 sketchbook, and also this little guy fits in this pocket exactly perfectly, so I'm really excited about that. I think I will explore this bag further in a future video. I need to pack it. I'm not sure what I'm going to put in it yet, but it does have quite a lot of little pockets which look very handy. And I think this one would even fit maybe my wallet and my keys and things like that, because what I find is it's really hard to find a bag that will carry my keys and my wallet and my personal items and also carry enough art supplies. Like my handbag's never big enough, or you have to go to a gigantic duffel bag or messenger bag, and this one is just the perfect size for me. So I have high hopes for this bag, and I'm so excited I got this little thing to go in it. Look, there we go, I can put my office supplies in here and my notebook. There we go, I'm good to go. No, I'm actually going to sort out what I'm going to take for watercolour paints and all of these sorts of things. When I go out to my dad's, I've been taking a much larger bag, but I think this time I just want to have a small bag, and when I just want to go and do a little bit of sketching outside, I really don't want to be encumbered by huge bags. So that is what I got. I'm very excited to use it, and it's also got a couple of side pockets here as well. Nice! And one last thing, which I bought myself off Amazon as a reward for reaching 1,000 subscribers and monetizing all of that good stuff, which I only just did a few weeks ago. I saw this a little while ago. It's just been released, and it's a beautiful notebook by the company Primrosier. They're a Sydney company, and if you remember, I have the Primrosier markers, but I mean, the design of them is just so pretty, and I thought I would pick this up because it also says it's premium heavy watercolor paper. It's not just your standard diary paper, which doesn't really hold watercolor mediums at all. So I thought I'd give this one a go and see what it's like. I chose the pink one. There's also an aqua color, a green, and a orangey vermilion, but I just had to choose the pink. So I'm just going to slice this open. I got this yesterday in the mail, and I've saved it to open today, even though I was dying to open it yesterday. Do this very delicately so I don't damage the book. That would be disastrous. So this was not exactly cheap. It was about $40, I think, and normally I would not spend that much on a notebook, but I thought, you know what, I'm going to get myself one luxury item, and this is it for now. There is another luxury item that I've got my eye on at Jackson's, but that one is a bit more expensive, and I think I'm going to have to wait a while for that one to be purchased. But for now, I thought this would be really fun to get. So let me just peel that plastic off, and let's slide it out and take a look. I just love the case. It's so pretty, and the book is beautiful too. Wow. You can see how thick that paper is. It's 160 GSM, so it's not as thick as, say, 300 GSM watercolor paper, but I imagine it should be pretty good. Oh, wow. Yeah, okay. It looks probably on camera like a regular dot grid, but that paper is thick, and it's got a lovely texture on it. Let's just open the inside cover. That's gorgeous. That one doesn't sit very flat, but these ones seem to be relatively flat, although it feels quite stiff on the spine, so it might need a little bit of, flexing to make it sit nice and flat. I have no idea what I'm going to put in this. I'm not one for keeping bullet journals, but maybe I will. I don't know. I just thought it was so pretty, and I've really enjoyed using these Primrosier pens. I really love these products. I've enjoyed using the pens, and I just thought it would be nice to support a local company. And if you're interested in getting yourself one of these stunning books, or even some of the pens, I'm going to link down in the description below where you can get these from. They're on Amazon. They are probably going to be affiliate links because I've just joined up with Amazon, so if you do click on it and you purchase something, I get a small commission, no charge whatsoever to you, but it really does help out my channel, and I really appreciate it if you do so. So here we have it, a whole bunch of stuff I didn't know I needed until I went out shopping in the sales. I'll just do a bit of a pan because I can never get it all on camera. I always end up buying really huge things that take up so much space. But there we go. I hope you've enjoyed today's video. If you did, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and click that subscribe button. It really helps me out, and I hope you're all having a fantastic day. I will see you all again really soon in my next video. Until then, swatch you later. Bye!